So most of you know that I started podcasting about 5 years ago, mainly because I wanted to create, I wanted to document, and I wanted to share my journey of becoming a beekeeper. And what I didn't realize back then was how much I'd learned along the way, which I'll share with you today. Thank you for tuning in to Hacks and Hobbies with your host, Junaid. We're visited by our amazing guests coming from all walks of life. We want to learn their story, their struggles, and their journey on how they got to where they are today. So stick around. Welcome back to another episode here on Hacks and Hobbies. And today's topic, I want to focus on podcasting as a learning tool, the unseen benefits. I'm thrilled to have you join us today for a topic that's close to my heart and how podcasting can be an invaluable resource for lifelong learning. This subject has played a crucial role in my personal and professional growth, and I can't wait to share my insights with you. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. So most of you know that I started podcasting about 5 years ago, mainly because I wanted to create, I wanted to document, and I wanted to share my journey of becoming a beekeeper. And what I didn't realize back then was how much I'd learned along the way, which I'll share with you today. Remember the time I did an episode on beekeeping? Not just an episode, an entire season on beekeeping. That required an immense amount of research. I had to read articles, watch videos, and even interview experts in the field. I actually interviewed experts on the field and created a documentary around it. The knowledge I gained was incredible, so much so that I was able to raise bees of my own. And it's just not me. As a listener, you're essentially benefiting from a condensed version of all that research, making each episode a mini masterclass. Now, when I interviewed my cousin and brother-in-law for our first podcast back in 2012, first podcast called Still Brewing It, I was blown away by the depths of the conversation we had. Each of the guests, each of the co-hosts brought new perspective, a new domain of expertise, new stories, and can profoundly impact how we think about the world. It's just not casual banter. It's a deep dive into various topics. Now, each guest brings a new perspective, a new domain of expertise, and new stories that can profoundly impact how we think about the world. It's not just casual banter. It's a deep dive into various topics. In 2018, when I decided to document my journey, I had no clue about audio editing or script writing, but I learned, and I remember spending hours understanding how to balance audio levels, remove background noise. And these are some invaluable skills that I now use daily, not just in podcasting, but in many other aspects of my life. You might remember the episode where I spoke with Chris Stone about using which type of camera. Well, the feedback was overwhelming. Some agreed, some disagreed, but the episode sparked a conversation. It made people think critically and evaluate their own perspectives, mine included, based on which camera family they loved to support. Now, this might surprise you. Networking isn't just about career advancement or socializing. In fact, I've had some enlightening conversation off air with guests and other podcasters. I like to call them green room talks. Now, these discussions have been learning experiences on steroids, offering insights I could never gain otherwise. From my experience, taking notes during or after each episode can deepen your understanding. I've filled countless notebooks with ideas, action items, and reflections that have been invaluable for my personal and professional development. So grab that notebook. I always appreciate when you, the listener, engage with the podcast by sending in your questions or comments. Today, I'd like to address a question from Adam Tran, who asks, how do you choose your podcast topics? Great question. It's a blend of what intrigues me and what you, the audience, ask for, It's an ongoing process of learning for me, and I hope for you too. As we wrap it, I want to highlight that the process of creating and listening to a podcast is an educational journey. From my first episodes on Still Brewing It to my latest interviews, each step has been a learning experience, and I'm thrilled to have you all along for the ride. So if you've gained value from this episode or any other, please share it with someone who would benefit from it. That's how we can continue to grow and learn together. Thank you for tuning into Hacks and Hobbies. And remember, every episode is a new opportunity to learn something new. So until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep learning. Adios, and I'll catch you in the next episode. I'm Junaid Ahmed, host of Hacks and Hobbies podcast and a digital presence advisor at Humble Zone. This episode is brought to you by Home Studio Mastery. I launched a consultation and course program to help podcasters and course creators to create a space in their homes that will reduce the friction of creating content and appearing their best when showing up on camera. The pandemic gave us a lot of issues, but this one is here to stay. We're now so much closer to our audience thanks to video becoming more popular and affordable. I help guide folks who want to create Hollywood-worthy studios to not only capture great content, but also build more confidence, more authority, and be more comfortable in front of the camera. If I can do it, you can too. And with my help, you can do it faster. So if you'd like to learn more, visit homestudiomastery.com and how you too can create a home studio that brings out your personality, professionalism, and possibilities. That's a wrap of the live short form episode that I've been recording on my podcast. And I just wanted to give this a try to see what kind of conversation we can trigger from here on out. Well, that's it for me. I've got to go pick up my daughter at the school bus stop, and I'll catch you guys in the next live session with you here. All right, take care and have a wonderful, beautiful day.